What's wrong? Are you okay? Welcome to Attack of the Show. I'm Kevin Pereira. It's good to see you. Let's have a show.
And I'm Candace Bailey.
Yes, you are. Yes, you
We are coming to you live from the G4 studios in Los Angeles. Hey, this just happened. Facebook
What?
just filed for an IPO worth $5 billion. $5 billion.
Pretty incredible. Technically, their initial public offering is all of our private information. So that's good. Buy a piece of it. Buy a piece of the info that you give them. Apparently, they're saying they're worth $100 billion.
That's crazy.
It sounds like a Mike Myers thing. They're like, oh, this data is
$100 billion.
But they might be. Maybe Justin Timberlake was right. I don't know. So good luck getting some shares, kids. I just bought MySpace heavily, so.
MySpace.
Telling you, penny stocks. Where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
On the show today, Michael B. Jordan is here live, everybody. He gets superpowers in Chronicle. I think one of them is the old X-ray vision. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have it?
What?
You don't have it?
I've seen it before. And Weston
What?
Scott
I'm
gets
sorry?
his. What?
You've not seen this before.
I know. I just said I did
He
on
has not.
television though, which makes it true, right?
That does not make it true. For
We've
the
all seen it,
record, for the record, he has not seen this before.
Matt Myra, the silent laugh doesn't translate to television. He's like. And Weston Scott gets his paws on weapons of mass destruction, including a Gatling gun. That all happens at the happiest place on earth, the SHOT Show.
And we'll handicap UFC 143 in Vegas when MMA heavyweight Daniel Cormier drops by for an MMA chokehold. Stop it!
I can't stop it because that's not all, Candace Bailey.
I know, right, Sarah Underwood?
The first prototypes for Apple's TV sets might already be in the works, and you could have one in your house sooner than you think. Plus, Watchmen, widely regarded as the greatest superhero comic of all time, it's getting a controversial prequel. I've got all the details in the feed.
Phenomenal.
Sounds fun.
You know, I don't know that he qualifies for a superhero. You put a cape on him, and I think he is. Robocop. Greatest man machine of all time. You know what I'm saying? He has a jetpack. He can fly around like Iron Man. He did in the third. We don't talk about the third one too much, but he had that. Well, he's getting a remake. That's what I want to talk about.
Are we excited about that?
Yes!
But didn't...
Robocop is the greatest movie of all time. So please do not hurt me, Hollywood.
But you already made a remake, right?
Sure, yeah. I paid tribute to Robocop. I couldn't fill out
looks
our
just
dollar
like him.
store costume even with all of these.
That's a good move.
By the way, the Confederates at that Civil War reenactment, not a great sense of humor. What were the odds?
Can you do that for me right here?
It's
So good. He looks just like a robot.
OCP. The writer of Gran Torino.
The writer?
The writer of Gran Torino is now doing the reboot of Robocop. So there's that.
It's great.
Get off my lawn, Ed 209.
Yeah. Let's run down
I'm
the
just
top
saying, if there's a role in there for me, let's find it. We can make one.
I think they should write one for you.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
What could I be? What would I do?
I don't know. You just
Buy
have to
that
do
for
this in the
$1 guy?
background.
I'm Robocop's hype man.
I don't know.
Get him, Robo. I'll walk like you.
Let's go around the net.
Okay.
She never saw it. Yeah!
All right, folks. A man in today's number 5 video has a startling lack of depth perception.
But not in the way you think.
Давай! Давай, давай!
I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
He totally messed up his neck back.
That's
what he just did.
That's one way of putting that.
That's what I did.
But then there's, you can't forget colors, basic math, human emotions.
What are you doing?
That's a list of all the things that his brain can no longer process. So, Yes, he messed up the net
So
back,
bad.
but you know,
You're so
he can still marry a Kardashian. I think he still technically has the qualifications.
What are those? What are those
Yeah, you
qualifications?
eat without a straw. That's a high up there. Know how to use a wrench. I don't know what else. Anybody know? Anybody keep up with them?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Keeping up with them. If your girlfriend makes you watch hospital drama,
Oh, that's it. All right.
but balks when you want to see something a bit more exploding.
We learned that Candace is really afraid of floss today, by the way. And I've been keeping it in my pocket, and I've been waiting for the perfect time to take it out. What is it about floss? What? Easy? Do you need some floss?
I'm not afraid of floss. I'm afraid of used floss.
This isn't even used.
You used it, and Sarah scraped her tongue, and then you're threatening with, like, touching me with it. It's gross. I don't want any part of that.
I didn't know this would push the train that far off the tracks. I'm sorry. It got her in pre-show. That's all right. What are we? Your girlfriend? She makes you watch hospital dramas?
Let me go back.
Yeah.
Wait the spit off.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. If your girlfriend makes you watch hospital dramas but balks when you want to see something a bit more explodey, you're going to like today's number 4 item.
Time to set your fake DVRs for the fake show, Danger Hospital.
What is it?
A 10-year-old boy just came in. He has appendicitis.
Not for long, he doesn't.
You can tell us, doctor. Is it cancer?
There's only one way to find out. Do you have cancer?
I don't know.
Do you have cancer?
I don't know.
Do you have cancer?
Yes, I have cancer. I have lung cancer, okay? I have lung cancer.
Next patient.
Doctor,
Yes?
I gave the patient penicillin.
And?
I'm allergic to penicillin.
Oh my
I
God.
like that. That's good.
I love that. I wish all allergies were that explosive. It'd be awesome, actually, if more medical dramas caught the Boweritis. You know what I mean?
Yeah?
Like Grey's Anatomy. I think that would be. I'd tune in for that.
You want McDreamy to start carrying a gun?
What?
McDreamy.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What I want, let me tell you what I want. What I want is a nuclear bomb to detonate on Grey's Anatomy.
Kevin!
That's the 24
Yeah,
time. And I mean,
don't
literally,
encourage
no,
that.
on the set of Grey's Anatomy.
No.
Not like as a plot line. I wanted to kill all of them.
No! That would ruin my Thursday nights. No!
Is that all you have on Thursdays now? Is that all you have to live for?
All I have to live for.
Oh my God!
And last Thursday was a rerun.
What? Oh my God! How could you?
I know.
How could you do that? Grey's Anatomy? That show's still on?
I love it.
Oh my God! What's happening? What's the latest plot line?
We're not going to get into that right now, but don't talk bad about Grey's Anatomy.
All right. In at number 3 today, we've all seen overly enthusiastic fans before, right?
But this guy right here is something special. Is Justin Bieber in Asia?
No, it was just the worst Kim Jong-il mourner ever. He doesn't get how to do it.
That was great.
It's like someone popped a window at the Foxconn factory. You know what I mean? Oh, turn a blind eye, but you love Siri, hypocrites. Sorry, what? Where are we?
Number 2.
Yep.
And at number 2 today, the latest video released from the Real Housewives of South Boston.
Yes, before the old Patriots go to battle this weekend, which they are battling, kids, the Housewives had some words of wisdom for them. So if you've seen films like The Fighter or The Town, you'll have an idea of how badly the pronunciation of those words will be mangled.
We're the Real Housewives of South Boston. And the Pants are going to the Super Bowl!
And we got a wicked special guest joining us here today. And no, she's not a Smurf. It's Chippin!
I got furloughed just like Willie Horton so I can watch the Patriots ramrod the Giants.
Yeah! And my good luck to you, Pats, is I'm not gonna any of you before the Super Bowl, so you can keep that energy. So no more No more having on parade.
Okay, Amber, no one here believes that you've had sex with any member of the Patriots.
To enjoy the Patriots' victory over the New York Giants, I'm gonna go over to my brother's house and stab his wife.
Wait, Chaffin, isn't she a Jaguars fan?
Yeah, but she's never been nice to me.
All right, Pants Nation, listen up. What you gotta do is prove to everybody that we are the best fans in the world. Go, Pats! Go, Pats! Go!
Hey! I think that is why the male suicide rate in South Boston is 90%. I think that's why it is. It's true. Still ahead, winter is coming.
Our number one around the net is next.
Is it?
It is.
What is it? Number one.
Today's number one is some quality television starring Golden Globe and Emmy-winning Peter Dinklage.
Oh, the Dinklage!
Winner.
This is something really different, and has a special accompaniment by the sultry tones of Aloe Black's "Misfortune."
He said back when I was young and dumb, our fortune got wet. A new Rolls Royce, yeah. And I decided what I wanted was the bread. Hey. Might as well give good grace a try. All I wanted was a little dance for Lady Good Old Grace, but she refuses to show her face in
I don't know why you're clapping. I really don't. The new season of Game of Thrones looks terrible. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Ugh. Now, you may have received an invitation to something called a Super Bowl party
Woo!
this week. Yeah, Super Bowl party? You guys have
Woo!
Super Bowl party for the Super Bowl? You guys have
Woo!
one? Maybe you got one. But if you don't know anything about American pigskin, do not worry. There's still time to learn. Plenty of it.
Just maybe not from Kevin.
Yeah, enough with that stuff. The talking part. It's time to sports. Another one. Hey there, bros and babes. I'm Kevin Pereira, and welcome to another edition of Time to Sports. Time to put your chips in their respective dips. We're going to throw you the long bomb. The Mega Dish. Now, I want to answer some Mega Dish questions, but I do not want to pay writers to come up with said questions. So we're opening the phone boards. Phoning it in. Eeny, meeny, yo! Tim from Framingham. You're in the voice box.
Hey, Kevin, what do you think about the odds on the big game?
Well, Tim, I got to be honest, do not condone gambling in any form other than Atlantic City Pie Gal. That's the real ish. But if you want to know, the Vegas folks have put the New Yorkers at the top of the three-point disadvantage. And that's just one field throw from the half court.
Wow, that is stupid.
Yeah, you said it, Tim. It does not seem like a safe bet to me either. Next caller, Marcus from North Hollywood. Marcus!
Hey, Kevin, big fan. I'm really looking forward to the new commercials. Who do you think is going to have the best ad?
Well, I know one thing is for sure. There are going to be a lot of car commercials and a lot of beer commercials. Because if there's one thing that ad companies know, it's that people who love pigskin also love drinking and driving. Am I right? Glug, glug, scream! All right, last caller, make it count. Jeremy from Cranstonton.
Hey, Kev. So, can there be anything worse than the halftime show? Madonna? Are you serious?
You said it, Jeremy. Ever since LaToya Jackson's boob show, the halftime events have gone from lame to lamer. I mean, last year, we had to watch Princess Fergie and the pea soup prance around in neon, and now they're trying to make us watch the Madonna and her Skeletor-like arm flap. No thank you, Mega Dish. All right, I'm gonna use that time to whip up another batch of guacamole. Rich in omega-3s. I'm done with your crap. Time now to predict the future. Don't look at his crystal balls. Now the Mega Dish is a real clash of the Titans. We've got the Gotham Gigantes, led by Brandley Manning, facing off against the Boston Tea Partiers and star ballhucker Lon Chaney, who is married, by the way, to super-duper catwalk walker Gazelle. Leo's leftovers. They're all sloppy. Luckily, I have the only way to predict the outcome of the game. You have a quarter? Coin? Something that has a two-sided object? Like that, flip? This one would be great, thank you. Heads, the Giants win. Tails, the Pats lose. It's the Giants. It's a lock! It truly is a lock. You can bet the house. Unlike the time I said you could bet the desk on Tebow. Because I really... that thing was a meme. It was supposed to win. One
really
set
know
of cleat prints. Fail. Listen, NASA may have shelved manned exploration of space, but Attack of the Show, we are not afraid to visit the final frontier, are we? No!
It is time for Galactopedia,
Yes! Last week, Earth was hit with one of the largest solar storms in the last decade. And while we came out relatively unscathed, it illuminated just how small we are in the grand scheme of things. We are literally surrounded by millions of galaxies, many of them devoid of growth and have been stagnant for billions of years. But it turns out that this may not have always been the case. Recently, astronomers with the European Southern Observatory found that many of the ancient galaxies in our night sky used to be bursting with baby stars. These starbursts were captured using the Apex telescope, which gave scientists a snapshot of the early universe from over 10 billion years ago. Unfortunately, these bursts only lasted about 100 million years, relatively short in cosmological terms. Scientists theorize that the immense energy given off by these new stars fueled the supermassive black holes at the galaxy's center. This resulted in these black holes destroying most of the stars before they could form. Man, talk about biting the hand that feeds you. Oh, and speaking of black holes, it looks like we may have actually gotten one step closer to capturing one on film. As you know, black holes are collapsed stars with a gravitational pull so strong that practically nothing can escape its grasp, even light, which makes black holes nearly impossible to photograph. However, a group of scientists ranging from Caltech to MIT plan to build an array of 50 radio dishes called the Event Horizon Telescope. With it, they intend to capture the area right up to the edge of a black hole, giving us our first look at its environment. They aim to test Einstein's theory of relativity and also get a better understanding of how matter and energy work when impacted by a black hole. The goal is to have the telescope up and running by the end of the decade and to begin testing it on the black hole at the center of our galaxy. Say cheese! Finally, we head away from black holes and ancient galaxies to zoom in on something a little smaller. Specifically, the smallest planets ever found outside our solar system. Last month, astronomers with NASA's Kepler satellite found 3 rocky planets orbiting the red dwarf KOI 961, with the 3 measuring in at between half to 3/4 the size of Earth. Of the 700 exoplanets found by Kepler, few have been rocky like our own Earth. Now, with this find, researchers believe there could be many more all around us, as most stars in our galaxy are red dwarfs. Unfortunately, the planets' orbits are too close to their sun, which puts them outside the habitable zone. So you might want to hold off from grabbing a flight off-world for now. From baby planets to ancient galaxies, everything you need to know in the world of space news. All right, so get this. Yes, late yesterday, NASA revealed that they had found alien interstellar matter outside of our solar system using that IBEX spacecraft thing.
Y'all,
That is just cray!
Cray! This is the first time we have found oxygen and hydrogen particles, the building blocks of life beyond our solar system.
Amazing, and I'm sure the Chinese will be ecstatic to visit that alien matter in person very soon. So good on you. I hope you get there, because we ain't going anywhere.
Still ahead, we'll get handicap friendly when we break down this weekend's UFC 143 in Las Vegas with MMA heavyweight Daniel Cormier.
And later, Chronicle is the latest found footage movie, and Michael B. Jordan is here live. We're gonna find out if they actually let him keep the superpowers, which would be pretty sweet.
I hope so.
Take it with you. That's a wrap. Here's a question for you. Would you have your least favorite team's logo branded into your skin for a free ticket to the Super Bowl? You logged on to G4TV.com and told us what you thought, and we'll have the results after the break. The results are in, and about 72% of you said that you would not have your least favorite team's logo branded into your skin for a free ticket to the Super Bowl. And you call yourselves fans. Head on over to G4TV.com for more questions like this and tell us just how far you go.
All the news you need to know. Feed.
Hi, it's Wednesday, February 1st, and here are your top stories. Rumors have been flying about Apple's plan to release their very own smart TV, and now some are saying it could arrive in time for Christmas. Yeah. A tech analyst just released a note to investors that said Apple is busy shopping around for large format displays from major TV component suppliers overseas. The TVs, reportedly ranging in sizes up to 50 inches, will likely include an onboard version of their current Apple TV device with a revamped operating system. And while the analyst said the timing remains uncertain, it's possible that it could hit stores by the end of 2012. So start saving your pennies now, kids! Yeah! Today, DC announced a controversial return to the Watchmen universe, unveiling the covers of their new miniseries, Before Watchmen. This summer, the company will release a set of 7 interlocking prequels that will each focus on a character in the years leading up to the original. A fair share of fans regard a Watchmen prequel without creator Alan Moore as blasphemy, but some of the most highly regarded creators in the business have signed on for the comics, including multiple Eisner Award winner Darwin Cook. So everyone just calm down already. There's a pretty decent chance that this won't suck. Okay? Warner Brothers recently cracked down on Redbox by increasing the delay on the availability of new DVDs and Blu-rays to 56 days. Yeah, now Redbox has responded, take your delayed release and shove it. Yeah. Variety is saying that because the two parties failed to reach an agreement earlier this month, Redbox will acquire new DVDs and Blu-rays by, quote, alternate means, which pretty much means they'll just buy new titles from retail and throw them in their kiosks. So, whether or not this is actually, legal, is yet to be determined. So good luck with that, Redbox. Yeah. While Skynet Day is come and gone, that does not mean that we're in the clear just yet. No, as evident in this video of nano quadrocoppers. A couple of researchers from the University of Pennsylvania's Grasp Lab just released video of a swarm of these autonomous flying bots. Their application ranges from general surveillance to law enforcement. So just imagine what it'd be like to be chased down the street by a swarm of these. Just throw some retinal scanners on those bitches and bam! Life becomes Minority Report. I love the movie.
I want to move windows
There were
like
good
this.
parts.
It's fine, scan my eye.
I just don't want that spidery eye thing.
Right, and the weird drug inhaler thing.
Yeah, but do
I'll
save,
try it. You try anything once.
Yeah, but do save us from being murdered, right? Like, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I guess. Or thinking about murdering.
Yeah. Oh, thinking about murdering.
That movie sucked. Whatever.
No, it was great.
It did kind of suck.
Okay. And finally, Britain was a scary place to be in 1940, what with World War II and all, but even bombs falling from the sky weren't enough to deter those stoic Brits from a good round of golf. Yeah, a list just released by the Richmond Golf Club outlines the club's badass wartime rulebook. Quote, in competitions during gunfire or while bombs are falling, players may take cover without penalty for ceasing play. However, not all the rules let the players get off scot-free. Hear this. A player whose stroke is affected by the simultaneous explosion of a bomb may play another ball from the same place. Penalty, 1 stroke. Who knew a bunch of Earl Grey sipping foppish golfers could be so tough? I am Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Now back over to What's Their Faces.
Oh my God!
Janice and Kevin.
She looked in my general
that's
direction
right.
now. Thank you. Hi, Sarah. I know your name because I like you. Guns. Fun to shoot. Less fun to be shooted at. Right?
Gunston checks in from the SHOT Show.
Weston checks in from the...
Gunston.
Okay.
Welcome back to 2012 SHOT Show, where if you're not going to go big, you might as well go home. Did you say grande? So I'm over at Colt checking out a classic, but it's a new classic. This is the reissued 2012 1877 Bulldog Gatling gun. This bad boy is finished in brass, has a firing rate of about 800 rounds per minute. Now, that all depends on the operator. So inside this beautiful brass casing, we have 5 barrels that are all operated by the hand crank here. So as fast as you can crank this is as fast as you can get those rounds down range. Colt has reissued this in 2012, basically to collectors. You're not going to find military or law enforcement purchasing this. Although this is a fully functioning weapon, you can fire it. Why would you want to? This is so beautiful. It's such an art piece in my mind. And at a price tag of around $50,000, I think it's better looked at than fired. So I'm over at Milcor USA, where they prove that big things do come in small packages. Now, this is the M32A1 grenade launcher. Now, this bad boy can hold 6 grenades at a time, and it has an effective range of 400 meters. In 3 seconds, I can cover a football field. It's only limited by the operator. As fast as you can pull the trigger is as fast as you can get rounds down range. Now, this thing will fire everything from smoke flares to flashbangs, and of course, highly explosive 40mm rounds. Now, depending on the configuration, you're looking at a price tag of $8,000 to $10,000. Sorry, civilians, this is for military use only. Sometimes they're the ones that get to have all the fun. Now, one of the more impressive weapon systems you're going to see here at the SHOT Show is the Dillon Arrow M134D Gatling gun. This bad boy can shoot 3,000 rounds per minute. Now, let me break that down to you. That's 50 rounds per second. Now, this gun is electronically driven, mechanically fired, and belt-fed with 7.62 rounds. And behind me is basically the ammo case for this thing. 3,000 rounds go in here. That's a lot of shooting. This can be mounted on several different platforms. You can put it on boats, you can put it on aircraft, and with changeable barrel size, you can go longer or shorter depending on your vehicle. Now, this minigun system is about 80 to 120 grand, but those prices will go up depending on what platform you're mounting it on. And as they say at Dillon Arrow, he who shoots the most, the fastest, wins. So we've got to check out some awesome weapons and gear here at the 2012 SHOT Show. And in my opinion, who needs Gears of War when you got it all right here? Thanks to Ace Limited, I'm not going home empty-handed.
That was a great package.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. Real bang-up job there, Gunston.
Yeah. See? Gunston.
Yeah. Oh, FYI, South Pacific. Yes, it's a musical that your grandma loves, but now it's a place that's crawling with vampires. So somebody should call Blade.
And an all-new episode of Marvel anime Blade. Blade goes to the Philippines to hunt vampires or something.
Oh.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does. Tune in this Friday at 11 p.m. and for exhaustively researched facts on how vampires are real and probably going to kill you someday.
Yeah.
You can go to g4tv.com/Marvel. It's filled with all sorts of goodies.
Stay tuned. Michael B. Jordan's here. Y'all, he got superpowers from a hole in the ground.
That has never worked for me. Not even once. So it's a misdemeanor. I don't know if you've ever, I just had this thought today. It hit me, bolt of lightning. Being superpowered sounds awesome.
See that car, though?
Yeah.
The gun was cool, all right? You tried. Watch this.
What are you doing?
What? Dude! What?
Do that. Did anybody see?
Oh, Steve Montgomery for president! Oh! Here she comes.
Steve, don't look.
She can't find it. She thinks it's stolen. No idea. I could have sworn I parked it right here. Where's my car? Ignore us.
Please welcome Michael B. Jordan, everybody. Whoa!
What's up?
All right, so that scene that scene, car is swerving. Is there a director in your ear saying, okay, the Miata is now to the right, and it's there, and your nose is bleeding?
There's definitely a director there, but there's about 30 South Africans actually pushing that car from one parking space to the next. They were like all dressed in
Were they dressed in chroma key green, like head to toe, like Green Man?
Most of them, but they didn't have enough green suits to go out to everybody. So like there were some guys in like, grip belts and stuff with ropes dragging the car.
I thought maybe they had people with Krylon and they were just spraying people down. Listen, we ran out of spandex. This is fine. You're going to be fine.
It comes off in the morning. You'll be good. You'll be good.
Just don't, no deep breaths. So that was, I mean, the movie was, special effects, great. And I think, I know you rendered half of them yourself, by the way, so congratulations. Special effects, great. But I didn't realize it was in South Africa.
Yeah, man, we shot in Cape Town. It's crazy that it's cheaper to fly, all the way on the other side of the world to shoot a film than it is to shoot like 2 hours north. Yeah.
And so you're there, and they've got guys in every scene. A lot of it was practical, so there's a whole bunch of guys pushing and pulling things on ropes and levers and crazy systems.
We used a lot of green screen, but that was mostly for the flying stuff. A lot of the special effects, the gags and whatnot were all practical, like the car that, I don't want to give it away.
Let's not
give that away.
Yeah.
We have a lot of practical stuff on the movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I thought maybe for the flying they had a bunch of South Africans make a human pyramid, and then you just went on top of that.
And just kind of like
no regulations.
It is.
We don't need stuntmen here. What did you have to? Because I know the visual effects again great, and for flying, one of the big things they were touting was like you're going to see flying in a way you haven't seen it before. What did that require from you?
Like training wise?
Certainly, yeah.
I think I'm pretty
Unless
fit.
you actually discovered flight within yourself.
You know what?
Like there's a latent genetic ability.
I didn't want to tell everybody, but since we're on camera, I actually do have superpowers.
That's right.
I actually fly. I fly.
Yeah. And it's from going through the TSA boxes, right? Where you put your hands up, just too many of those.
Oh my God, getting patted down. I hate TSA, by the way, for the record.
That's
annoying.
86% of our audience works for them, so congratulations.
Great,
Thanks for alienating our viewer. Do you get hassled a lot, or is it a...
I mean, I do. I just think it's kind of over-excessive sometimes, just a little bit too much, and you get that one girl that's like, oh my God, I get a chance to pat down Michael B. Jordan. And she's like drooling, she's looking at me like, oh my God, I'm gonna enjoy this. And I'm like, please, just be gentle. Be gentle.
I get that one guy that's like, oh, Pereira again. All right, I'll show you the opt-out.
He's got the lube. Yeah. He's just like, yes.
Clenched fist for an opt-out. Oh.
No, but we did a lot of Pilates, man. I think I'm fit. I think I'm in shape. But when you go to a Pilates class for your first time and you see some, 110-pound girl doing like all these crazy poses, which isn't bad to look at, by the way, but it really checks my ego because I couldn't do it at all. Like my core was really weak.
And so what is it? That's the one where you're on the big bench and machines and there's all sorts of.
No, I mean just the plank, side planks, just kind of like just using your body weight against you for the most part. Yoga.
And is there like a video game that's being played as you're doing that, like a Kinect style thing? Because that sounds like way too much work.
I just had a hot trainer named Gina.
Gina will do it.
Gina was nice. Gina was great motivation.
So flying in this movie, probably cool. I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I'm going to say probably cool.
It is.
Flying in Red Tails, where you're going 500 miles an hour, 100 feet from the ground.
Simulating dogfights was insane.
Right.
I mean, like just, a P-51, a plane is a beautiful machine, but actually getting a chance to simulate dogfights, going in and out of ridges and throughout tree lines and stuff like that. George wanted to.
You actually got to gun down an Amtrak, too. That was all practical.
That was, right?
I
hate those
poor guys commuting to Anaheim. We love Friday Night Lights. I'm not going to do the laundry list thing here, but Friday Night Lights is great. But The Wire is something you still get recognized for all the time?
I mean, I thought I grew up over the past 10 years, but I guess I look exactly the same. Minus the hair, but it's been a show that's opened up so many doors for me. And, to play like a memorable character like Wallace, where people today still recognize me and shout from across the street, where's Wallace? Where's Wallace? I'm like, I'm right here. I'm right here.
What's your favorite thing to throw at people that are shouting that? Is it a cell phone?
I just kind of, throw my hoodie on and get in the car and
Where's Wallace? Wallace is escaping now. Wallace is in his hood.
I need no more corners.
Do you, for someone who does get recognized so much and all that attention, it seems weird that your gamer tag...
It's my Twitter. I just want to keep it simple.
Out it?
Yeah.
It's
Michael B4 Jordan. So anybody that wants to take an L, why not? Anybody wants to take an L in 2K12, you're more than welcome to send that out there. We get it in. I don't play Madden. But
no? All right.
Modern
2K12,
Warfare,
what else you got?
2K12.
Modern Warfare.
Just finished Drake, Uncharted.
Yeah, great game. You have a favorite kill streak?
Favorite kill streak right now, Modern Warfare 3, probably the IMS, like the little I forgot what it's called, but the thing that throws up the landmine whenever you get around the flag.
Yeah.
I play Domination all the time. So,
oh, very nice.
yeah,
Okay.
Domination.
Well, now you've got 400 fan requests now.
Send them on in.
370 of them are angry TSA members.
New tubers.
These weapons are the reason we broke you. I love that. I read that you're an anime fan, and I thought, be honest, because I'm supremely judgmental. It's mostly insecurities that manifest themselves like that.
Okay, that's all right.
But I hear anime fan, and I think, okay, that means you want to be in like the new Y the Last Man movie or something like that. But you're legit. You really love your anime.
Bleach, Naruto Shippuden. I'm like up to date. Like the new episode just came out last night, like at 2 a.m. on the Japanese server. So I get the downloads to my app, to my iPhone. So
totally legal downloads. Like
totally legal.
Okay,
I'm not taking money out of anybody's pocket over there at all.
Those tentacles are expensive.
They are.
Yeah. You dipped into hentai. Let's be honest. Every anime fan has done a search.
Just a little bit.
What's Sailor Moon up to now?
Oh
wow.
my God! Wow.
Oh, get her a wet nap. We've seen it. Michael B. Jordan, such a pleasure to chat with you, good sir.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Man.
Definitely, man.
Please
Thanks for
come
having
back.
me. I hear your co-host is actually has a phobia of
Yeah, real quick, because you were in the dressing room and you were reading. I was like, hey, you got something.
I got braces and stuff, and I just happened to have some,
some dental floss. And having it on your person
for somebody. Yeah, it's a good way to get over your phobia because I have braces and stuff, so I actually have my braces.
It's like exposure therapy, basically. I mean, if you think that'd be beneficial to Candace, you're welcome to hand it to her.
You want to?
I think,
you sure?
Yeah, that'd be really good if you just handed that to
Hold it
Candace
on.
right
It's
now.
all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's not used. I promise.
How's it feel? Candace, it's going to be... MMA Chokehold is next. Stick around. Michael B. Jordan, everybody.
Awesome, man.
Tomorrow on Attack of the Show.
Supermodel and super geek Adrian Curry will be here to judge Season 3 of The Tester. Then Blair Butler has Catwoman and Nick Fury comics featuring sex, death, and sexy death in Fresh Ink. And could the Popo scan you from over 80 feet away? Yeah, I said Popo. We get to the bottom of virtual frisking in The Loop.
It's Attack of the Show tomorrow at 7. It's time for MMA Chokeholds.
Please welcome Blair Butler and Strike Force's Daniel Cormier to the show, everybody. Incidentally, Daniel from my hometown of Lafayette, Louisiana. If I was stupid, we would have been rivals in high school, but I'm not an idiot, so we were not rivals in high school. We're talking UFC 143 in Vegas this weekend. Let's jump into, I think, the undercard bout most people are talking the most about. Buddy of yours, Josh Koscheck versus Mike Pierce. The tale of the tape is this. Koscheck stands at 5'10", 170 with a 73-inch reach. He does have the height and reach advantage over Pierce, who's a little bit smaller, 5'8", 170 with a 71-inch reach. Koscheck, of course, is going to rely probably on his wrestling skills and overall athleticism, while Pierce is going to work the takedowns and the ground and pound game. Now, Daniel, you actually train with Josh up in San Jose. He and Pierce both pretty good wrestlers. You were in the Olympics, which means you're also a pretty good wrestler.
Just decent.
Just a decent wrestler. How's Josh shaping up for this fight, and do you think he is going to be relying on that heavy wrestling background?
I'm not sure. The thing is about Pierce, real quick, he called Josh out. Most times a guy calls a person out, they know something. But I think he may have made a mistake here because Costas looked great in camp, worked hard, and I think he's going to be prepared to fight wherever the fight goes. He can take him down. He can actually beat him in a stand-up. But I don't know. I think when we say that they both have decent wrestling, I think Josh is going to be the only one that can actually use the wrestling to his advantage in the fight because I'm not sure Pierce can take him down.
And Blair, on the other hand, Pierce, 5-2. Those 5 wins, though, not necessarily the most dominant wins. And if you look at it on paper, as you said, Josh is definitely the more well-rounded athlete. Most people are going to pick him to be the favorite. So what does Pierce have to do to take the win here?
Well, I feel like Pierce is a little bit underrated. His 2 losses in the UFC were decision losses to guys who are now top 5. John Fitch and Johnny Hendricks. Pierce has said he wants to push the pace on this. He wants to dictate the pace, and he feels like that is kind of the way, his path to victory against Josh Koscheck. I think it's a huge step up in competition for him, although, again, John Fitch, Johnny Hendricks, those guys are great.
Right. Pushing the pace against Josh Koscheck is something you don't hear often, so it'll be interesting if that is his game plan. So Daniel, who do you see winning this fight? I think I know your answer.
Yeah, I'm a homer, man. I'm bad. I say ridiculous things all the time when it comes to my teams, but I genuinely believe Koss has a little too much for him at this point. It's going to be a good fight. Mike Pierce has called him out, so he obviously sees something in Josh, but I'm not sure he has enough. He lost to Hendricks and Fitch, who are both, that's the prototype to beat him, and Josh kind of falls in line with what those guys are.
Right. All right, so you're going with
I'm going with Koscheck.
All right, great. Good pick. And Butler, what about you?
I think you can't underestimate Pierce, but as long as he doesn't, it should be Koscheck for the win.
All right, great. So we are in agreement here. That is very nice. On to the main event, Nick Diaz, Carlos Condit, two of the greatest scowls in MMA today. The winner of the fight gets the interim welterweight title, something a lot of people have been talking about. The tail of the tape shows us Diaz stands at 6 feet 170 with a 76-inch reach, which a lot of times looks like a 100-inch reach. I don't know how he does it. Condit has the slight height advantage, standing at 6'2", 170 with a 76-inch reach. Diaz is going to use a mixture of jiu-jitsu, and as he's shown in his other fights, he's going to use a lot of boxing. Condit is also going to focus on striking, submissions, and his cardio. Now, Blair, Diaz made his return to the UFC last year with BJ Penn. Showed a different side of Diaz people did not expect to see in that fight, a very dominant performance, and now he's in contention for a title belt, and he has looked fantastic leading up. He's got a lot of momentum. So what's his strategy going into this fight?
He's great at terrifying opponents during the weigh-in and the stare-off. But honestly, look, the guy is phenomenal on the ground. He's known for having great jiu-jitsu, but he's also one of the best boxers in MMA, right up there with Junior Dos Santos. And what Carlos Condit can't do is stand in the pocket with Nick Diaz, because if you stand in front of him, we've seen in fight after fight, Paul Daly, BJ Penn, you are just going to get teed off on. He is so fast. His boxing is great. He's also, again, a cardio machine. I mean, people always talk about the fact that Nick Diaz is a triathlete. It's a 5-round fight. He's never going to gas out. He's also got an iron chin. I have to say, this is going to be the fight possibly of the year. It's the fight I am most excited about in all of 2012.
Wow, that's a big deal. Especially since this guy's probably going to fight 2012.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm
for
just
you,
saying,
bro. It's all good, Daniel.
These are two of the most dynamic, aggressive guys in the sport. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, Daniel, she brought up some interesting points, because Condit, on the other hand, is going to want to stand in. I mean, his two knockouts were knockouts of the night. He's got some power in his hands, and we've watched enough of the pre-fight to know that he's not going to back down. He's like, I'm going to stand there in the pocket and bang with this guy, which, like Blair said, is probably not the best thing to do. So what do you think about that strategy? Because he's going to go in there and he's going to want to finish this. There's a lot of personal stuff between these two guys.
Well, Carlos Condit, he finished Dong Young Kim with the flying knee, which was amazing. Knocked out Dan Hardy right before that. 2 knockout of the nights in the UFC. This guy has unbelievable power. People always talk about Nick Diaz and say that you got to get him to the ground to neutralize what he does. But the guy's a black belt. Carlos is a purple belt. So you can't write this guy off. I think a lot of the stigma with Nate Diaz now is starting to take over in MMA, and his opponents are kind of getting overlooked. And if he makes any mistakes against Carlos Condit, he'll pay for it dearly.
All right, great. So who do you have in the fight then, Blair?
I know everyone in the 209 is going to hate me, but I have to give a slight edge to Condit. This was really tough.
All right.
This was really hard.
Okay. Daniel, what about you?
I'm going to go Nick Diaz. He's from Northern California, man. That's where I live right now. So
you train up there?
Yeah, I train up there. So I'm going Nick Diaz. It's a 5-round fight. I think that's going to be the biggest part, is that Nick Diaz is a cardio machine. So I think Carlos will wear it on as the fight goes on.
All right. Do we both see this going to the distance, or do we see a knockout at all in this fight?
Oh, man, I don't know. I can't tell. I mean, Diaz doesn't really have that. He doesn't knock guys out right one punch. It's the accumulation of punches. So if it's a stoppage, it'll be late in the fight from him just being in Carlos's face all night long.
All right, sounds good. Well, before we go, where can the fans at home find you on Twitter?
Twitter.com/DC_MMA. Facebook, Daniel Cormier MMA.
Right on, man. Well, thank you so much for being here, dude.
Problem,
really appreciate it. Daniel Cormier, Blair Butler, everybody.
Daniel,
thank you guys very much. You guys make sure to check out UFC 143. It airs this Saturday on pay-per-view. Many thanks to Michael B. Jordan and Daniel